Depending on the market that you're getting the OnePlus 15, it can be as little as half the price of the iPhone 17 Pro Max, even though in some key areas it is simply better. For example, the OnePlus 15 is using a massive battery thanks to the silicon carbide technology, while still being a little bit lighter than the iPhone 17 Pro Max. Or for example, the display of the OnePlus can go up to 165Hz compared to 120Hz on the iPhone. The display of OnePlus is a little bit smaller. It is 6.78 inch compared to the 6.9 inch on the iPhone. But honestly, I do prefer the slightly smaller display since it makes handling the phone easier. Both phones are bright enough outdoors. And from my experience, the auto brightness on OnePlus is usually a little bit higher than the iPhone. OnePlus this year skipped the Hasselblad collaboration for their camera. The main sensor on the OnePlus is smaller than the iPhone, and is the size of phones like the iPhone 17 base model and Galaxy S25 base model. That can in theory cause problems in low lights and create less bokeh, but we'll test that in a second. For reference, this is Maria in the Christmas market in Vienna, and the footage is taken by a Sony full-frame camera. As you can see in the first photo with the main lens, the background on the OnePlus is less blurred because of the smaller sensor. Other than that, the color science is also very different. For video, I also really like the result on the OnePlus. There is a bit more magenta in the skin tone, but overall the processing is very pleasant. You may notice a bit less background blur, but that's totally fine. Generally, if you want to blur the background, you can use portrait mode. I should say here the iPhone is doing better processing, and OnePlus is cutting Maria's hair too much. For the telephoto lens, the iPhone 17 Pro Max gives you a bit more range. It is 100mm instead of 80mm on OnePlus, but the sensor size is comparable, with the iPhone being slightly larger. In real life though, I don't find the iPhone telephoto picture to have a higher quality than OnePlus. They are in the same league. For portrait shots with the telephoto lens, I would lean more towards OnePlus here, since the iPhone made Maria's skin tone too green and I prefer the more lively version on OnePlus. The ultra-wide sensor on the iPhone is also a bit bigger, and it is wider, which means you can fit more into the frame. One clear advantage of the iPhone is the selfie camera, where for the first time, they are using a square sensor. This means you can take selfies like you normally do with your phone vertically, as you can see here, but you can also switch to horizontal mode, and that's a game changer for fitting a lot into the frame and also vlogging. For low light, I did expect the iPhone to do much better than OnePlus. To my surprise, OnePlus is definitely punching above its weight here, and despite the smaller sensor, it is generating a really good picture. I would even go to the extent of saying in this picture, OnePlus is doing a better job. The photo has the right contrast, and highlights are not overblown like how the iPhone did. I then expected to see a clear winner for the iPhone in video mode at night. I can definitely see that iPhone has better optical quality and also better color processing, where OnePlus is a bit too orange, but I wouldn't say the iPhone is destroying OnePlus or anything. Especially in the static shot like this, OnePlus is doing as great of a job as the iPhone, maybe even a little bit better, since there is no annoying green dots and ghosting on OnePlus, whereas on the iPhone, you can see the green dots because of the light reflection. All phones have a great connection on 5G, at least here in Vienna. But if you want to keep your connection secure, you can use today's sponsor, NordVPN, the #1 VPN provider with 7,800 ultra-fast servers in 126 countries. When you're on the go with your phone, NordVPN protects your data on any Wi-Fi or mobile network by encrypting everything you do. This way, hackers cannot access your private data, especially on public Wi-Fi. It also lets you change your virtual location, so you can access apps, websites, and streaming libraries from anywhere in the world. I personally use NordVPN when I want to watch programs that are only streamed in certain countries like Germany or Austria, and also to protect myself online, since NordVPN alerts me if my credentials are found on any dark web. I've tested several NordVPN servers extensively, and it runs smoothly in the background without slowing me down. Don't miss out. Use the link in the description and get 4 extra months free when you sign up for a 2-year plan, all with a 30-day risk-free guarantee. One subscription also covers 10 devices simultaneously. Thanks to NordVPN for sponsoring this video. For battery life, the OnePlus 15 that I have has a 7300 mAh battery. By the way, it is the Chinese variant and I bought it with my own money from Trading Shenzhen. I'll put the link in the description. The iPhone 17 Pro Max that I have has a 4823 mAh battery since it is the nano SIM version. I ran a battery test with both phones and a bunch of other flagship phones, and the iPhone died at 9 hours and 39 minutes of the test, while OnePlus beat every other phone and did an impressive job with 11 hours and 40 minutes. It is definitely the best battery phone I've ever tested, and it took it half a day of heavy active use plus half a day of standby to go to zero. So you can expect 2 to 3 days of battery with this phone. For performance, the OnePlus also beat every other phone with the new Snapdragon 8 Elite Generation 5. It got first place in Geekbench multi-core performance, while the iPhone got fourth place. For single core, the iPhone got the best score among all other flagship phones, while OnePlus got the second place. For testing gaming performance, I ran 3D Mark Wildlife Extreme, and it got second place, while the iPhone got fifth place among the best flagship phones of the year. OnePlus also has the highest charging speed. It charges fully in only 43 minutes, while at the same time, the iPhone will only charge up to 65% based on the test of the lover of tech. I'll put the link in the description if you want to see the full video. One of the dark sides of OnePlus and many Chinese brands is that they copy Apple a bit too much. For example, this year, OnePlus also changed the silence button to an action button, similar to what Apple did a few years ago. The other thing that is very noticeable is how similar the user interface is. There are some parts that are just plain ripoffs. For example, all the icons, the bar on the bottom of the page, and the animations are way too similar to each other. Or for example, if you go to the quick settings, the layout is the same. The only difference is that OnePlus then copied the liquid glass yet. Another obvious thing is the dynamic island, which we historically didn't have on Android phones, but now almost all of them have a version of it more or less. I'm not complaining necessarily because iOS also copies all the time from Android, but this looks a bit too obvious. So what do I think about the OnePlus 15? They did nerf the camera a bit, but I think the camera hardware is still very decent. There's a caveat that in one of my tests, the camera got a bit of a fog. It didn't happen on any other day, but just something to be aware of. Other than that, it has the highest refresh rate on any phone right now. It has one of the best, if not the best, performance on any phone. It has the best battery life on any phone. It has insanely fast charging speed considering the battery capacity, and the camera is not weaker than the iPhone, I would say. The iPhone 17 Pro Max is heavier and bulkier. It has MagSafe, which is pretty neat. You get the reliability of Apple, the selfie camera is amazing, but the battery life is weaker, and you may pay up to double the price of the OnePlus 15, again depending on the market. What you can also pick is the Galaxy S25 Ultra, and if you want to see how the OnePlus 15 compares to the Galaxy S25 Ultra in a day in the life, you can watch this video next. Thanks for tuning into Tecmo, and I will see you in the next one.